From the snowy mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show, including Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. If you want to take a listen to our archives, we have them free for you at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot. Do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. Grab a book from We Read the Night. Join the Space Travelers for $5 a month. And we got Captain Shirk updating the SOR Newswire daily. Tonight's show is brought to you by Chive Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by donating to Chive Charities today. You can find them on our website. How do we deal with the holiday blues? Many people around this time of year get a little down due to family, friends, and the loneliness provided by Christmas and New Year's celebrations. But do not fret. The Quirky Cosmo is back to help us build up our chi, cleanse our chakras, and say nay to the downside of this time of year. Kerri Ann Sanders is a good friend of this show, good friend of mine. She is a multidimensional celestial healer, quantum life coach, gene key and human design ambassador, presenting the collective with insights of ascension topics and mystic conversations. You can check out her YouTube channel, Quirky Cosmo. Highly suggest you do. Very informative. Then at the bottom of hour number 3, I will bring you the SOR Newswire, brought to you by Paranoia Magazine. The lovely and talented Kerri Ann Sanders. Good to have you back on Spaced Out Radio. How are you?
I'm fantastic. That was a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much.
I was looking for a way to throw in the word nay. We don't do it enough.
I know. I'm still over here laughing. Look at the smile on my face. It's so huge. I was like, nay. All I just thought about was like all the reindeer going, nay.
Actually,
okay,
yeah. I got that. Remember, I forget the character's name. Old Doogie Howser there, when he was on, what was that show? How I Met Your Mother. He always used the word nay instead of saying no. He would go, nay. It was awesome. Loved it.
Yeah,
Loved it.
He was an eccentric character for sure. Loved it.
For sure. For sure. Got a question for you. You all ready for Christmas?
No. Are we ever ready for Christmas? I've been trying to avoid the shopping and the scenes since before Thanksgiving. And I live in Southern Florida. There's a lot of people here right now. A lot. And I don't believe that they're all really awake. And I don't mean like in the sense of awakened. I mean in the sense of, I think they're on a bunch of medications that keep them half asleep behind the wheel. It's a little dangerous on the roads during the holidays. So no, I'm not ready for Christmas. But my kids are, I'll tell you that. They're really excited. I've got a countdown going on, and we've got their elves, magical elves, doing crazy, mischievous things every day, which keep me on my toes. And so I'm ready for it to be here, for the miracle of Christmas to arrive. Anybody else with me on that?
I'm there. I'm almost there. I got to go do all my shopping this weekend, and I'll be binge wrapping with the Hellier Paranormal series on YouTube. It's finally there, which is nice. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'll tell you, I don't mind the Christmas shopping. I really don't. What bugs me about the Christmas shopping is people in the 15 items or less checkout, and they have more than 15 items. I got stuck yesterday. I was at the grocery store. I had 3 items. 3. Pardon me, 4. 4 items.
Now it's adding up.
I got stuck behind a guy who had 35 items in the 15 items or less. And you know what? I know a few people who work there. They're not even allowed to tell that person to go to the different till. the different aisle. They're not allowed. It's bad customer service, apparently. Me, I wanted to suplex him. I wanted to suplex him, kick him in the shins, drop an elbow on his solar plexus, get some Christmas anger out, because I have 4 items. Okay? I've got cucumbers, I've got tomatoes, I've got bocconcini, and I've got virgin olive oil. Pardon me. Balsamic vinaigrette.
Question.
Yes.
Question. Does the cucumbers, if you have a quantity of 6, 5, 4, 3, does that count as just one bulk item? Or is it an individual cucumber?
It's an individual cucumber.
Okay, so this is where it starts adding up. I honestly think that might be a Canadian thing, because here in Florida, they'll kick your butt all the way to a different line. That happens here. They're like, excuse me, you have 17 in a 15 aisle. You belong over there with a line that's wrapped around, aisle 17.
See, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I was ready, honestly. I felt like going the Iron Sheik on this guy. I'm talking old school 80s wrestling. Okay. I wanted to, just start brawling right there. All because he had 35 items in the 15 item or less. But we're all a little worked up at this time of year, aren't we? We're all a little worked up for the holidays and people who are alone. And I had a little hiccup there for a second. I don't know where that came from, but I know it came across the air. And, we all get a little tense and we get a little stressed out, whether it's financials or everything. We're going to talk a lot about the holidays tonight. And I got to tell you, I'm looking forward to it.
Let's hear it.
I'm looking forward to it because I know what Santa is bringing. I'll let all of you in. Don't tell little SOR.
Okay.
Santa's bringing him a brand new guitar.
What? Bow, wow, 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 wow.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be some serious... Yeah, I cannot wait for him to plug it into our amplifier and just start hammering. I really cannot wait.
Oh, he's so lucky.
It is going to rock. It is going to rock. I bought him a Jackson. Well, I didn't. Santa Claus did. Oops, sorry. A Jackson mini guitar for kids to learn on.
Oh.
Yeah, it is awesome. It is stellar. Probably the nicest guitar in the house outside of my one court. But he is going to rock.
Did you get yourself some earmuffs to go along with his new guitar?
I have enough tinnitus to block out any negative sounds. That's for sure. No, I want him to hammer. I want him to hammer.
It's not negative necessarily. It would just be a little high pitch there, a little wing over here, some breakdowns in the middle.
Oh yeah. You know what else? Bugs me? Well, you know what else bugs me about the holidays? Is parking spots. Parking spots. See, up here, I realize you haven't seen snow in probably 35 years, 40 years, even though you're only about 30 years old. And I know
35.
Well, whatever. You still haven't seen snow in your life. Outside of pictures and television, being down there in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to tell you, up here, every logger, every miner, everybody who does real laborious work, they got them jacked up trucks. Okay, and there's so much salt and sand on the roads and parking spots right now. These big trucks, they go and take up like 3-4 stalls at a time. So literally, you're parking like 16 miles away to run into the liquor store to go grab a bottle of Fireball. All right? Because there's like 8 big trucks in between that have taken up all the spots. That's another thing that bugs me about the holidays.
Oh, you know what? I am actually from Southern California, and we used to spend a lot of the winters out in Big Bear, California. So I am quite used to those jacked up lifted trucks and their parking habits. And it's like they would literally take up the row of tires would take up a parking spot. But I mean, those trucks get huge when they're lifted. I was just recently riding around with a friend of mine, and he had rented a what is that? The new Dodge Ram. It was like not the dually. I think it was the 2500, but not the dually. This thing was jacked up like 8 inches, and I had to jump to get in it. I used to own a lifted 6-inch lifted Chevy Silverado when I was out in California, and it was nothing compared to this. It was like a boss. So I could totally imagine how they jack them up out there with all the snow. You would think you'd have to with, as deep as snow as you guys get out there. That's crazy. But yeah, the parking would be pretty atrocious. Out here, it's not about the big trucks. It's just about, like, they don't care about other people's property, because 90% of the people that are here during this holiday season are not from here. They're from Ohio, or they're from some cold state in the United States or in Canada, and they rent cars, so they don't give two hootenannies if they hit somebody else's car with their doors. So I will literally park in the middle of nowhere, away from everybody, just so Grandma, when she goes to get out of her car, doesn't whack mine with her rental that she doesn't give a hoot about. So, I kind of feel like being that big monster truck sometimes, and just parking, horizontally across these parking spots. Like, here, this is my space. Get away. But I don't. It is kind of chaotic, the holidays. Truly,
it very is.
It's funny because. Go ahead.
No, you're the talker here. I'm just here to hang out.
It's just crazy. Like, I'd actually had this thought in my head earlier in the week, last week, and it was the people, the mentality that they carry whenever they're actually in their vehicle. Get them out of their vehicle, and they're not going to act like that. They're not going to be aggressive. They're not going to be, most of the time, they're not going to be aggressive. They're not going to be just dismissive of other people's property. But in that car, they're just like, it's like a gamer behind a remote control. Like, no, they don't know me. I can do what I want. This is my throne. Ha! But it just
I hear you.
baffles.
I hear you. In one of our chat rooms on Revolution Radio, the person who goes by Up says, Dave, what about self-checkouts? No, I will not use a self-checkout. Ever. Ever. Because that's such a jerk reason for places like Walmart and wherever else to put good people out of work who need a job. Like, really, you're trying to save maybe 20 jobs per store because you want people to self-checkout? Like, that's horrible. I never use that.
It is.
Never use that.
Actually, at the Walmart here where I live, I think there's like one checkout stand with a person, a living, breathing human being. And the rest are all self-express, like the express or self-checkout. And those get backed up when people like stand there again with that glazed look on their face, like, what do I do? Where's the next thing I scan? Can I get away with not scanning this one? Like, looking at the people like integrity.
Exactly.
Like.
The other thing that's been stressing me out for the holidays is every morning I treat myself to a Tim Hortons ice cap. And the one thing, if you know anybody who goes to Tim Hortons or I guess Starbucks or wherever you go, Dunkin' Donuts down there, sorry that you have to go there.
Tim Hortons?
It's only the greatest donut shop ever. It's only the greatest donut shop ever. Anyways, they have this beautiful drink, this creation from God called an ice cap. It's an iced cappuccino. It's like a slushy or a Slurpee, whatever you call it.
And I was thinking it had bourbon in it.
Yeah, no. And so I order one. I always seem to get stuck behind the person who wants to stare at the menu for like 12 minutes. I never understood this. Okay, I got to get this pet peeve off my chest right now. If you're one of those people who, yes, yeah, what?
I said, peeve it, let it out.
I'm going to right now. If you are one of those people who sits 12 minutes at the drive-through menu, I don't need you as a fan of this show. I'm putting you out to pasture right now. Okay. Here's the thing. If the minute you make the decision to go to Tim Hortons, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, McDonald's, Wendy's, KFC, Taco Bell, Taco Time, In-N-Out Burger, wherever you are going, you already know what you're having because your craving has taken you there. Your addiction has taken you there. And to stare at that menu for 15 to 20 minutes while the lineup behind you is getting backed up. I was late for work on my daytime job 3 times this morning, or not this morning, 3 times this week, because somebody wanted to have an extended stay at Club Menu. How do you not know? Like, am I the only one who gets razzled by this stuff? I don't know.
No,
but I'm fired up by it.
I don't think you are. You seem like it. Yeah. I mean, I would probably be the person that pissed you off. Not kidding. I go to Starbucks religiously. Unfortunately, I've tried to cut it off. Months at times I have. Sorry.
Dumb button hit.
You know,
That's
and
one.
I'm like,
how do you not know? You made the decision that you had to go there.
Options. They have options, and then there's seasons, and then like they have cranberry bliss bars and you know, like brulees and lattes.
You're probably somebody who calls scones scones too, aren't you? Are you a scone person? Or are you a scone person?
And you want to know? I even flick the pinky out whenever I say scone.
Oh,
okay.
You probably do.
No,
you probably do.
I was raised by a farmer and a Canadian mom, so let's just be real. Only reason why I tilt my pinky is because she was French Canadian.
That's okay. That's okay. But gee whiz, I can't. If you're going into the place, I can understand seeing the menu. But if you're going through the drive-through, you're in your car for a reason. It's because you want to be quick. You want your time saved. Well, and you can't do it. Can't do it.
I'll make mental note of that next time. You know, I'll put a sticker on the back of my car that says, "If I'm too slow, go to another drive-through."
Wow. Wow.
Just to piss people like you off.
Gee whiz.
Because that's the season of the holidays, is just to really test people's patience. We all get tested, right? Mine's in parking spots and my door getting knocked, my car getting knocked. And yours is with, you know, drive-thrus and getting your donuts and your coffee.
Oh, Catherine in the chat room says, I have a friend I will not go to Tim Hortons with. She wants them to list off all the donuts and all the cookies. Yeah, Kat, you got to fire her as a friend. There is no friendship there. I'm just going to tell you, there is no friendship there, and it's best if you part ways now. Because you know it's coming, Kat. You know it's coming. You're going to have to be in a hurry for something, and you're going to be late. But no, she's got to figure out.
For the first time. Yeah. I remember the first time I ever went into it, because I'm not from the East Coast, originally. And I remember the first time we didn't have Dunkin' Donuts over in Southern California until literally the year that I moved away. But I didn't, so I was actually trying to order a donut. I was like in the Dunkin' Donut drive-thru, and And I felt so much. I was an empath, and at that time I didn't realize I was an empath, but I was just like getting hot sweats, trying to, even though there was a long line of people behind me, and I was like, what kind of donuts do you guys have? They're like, donuts. And I'm like, like what kind? And there's no list out there. And I'm like, y'all are not from California, so what kind of donuts do you guys have? And I sat at the window with the girl for probably 5 minutes while she was like telling me all of these donuts. And from that point on, because I felt the evil and anger and frustration from every 20 cars behind me. And I just, from now on, when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I go in there and I say, just give me whatever you've got. Just give me a baker's dozen of whatever. Mix it up. I don't even care anymore. Because I feel like the pressure from people like you and multiple others that are like, pick and go. So it definitely still is. Isn't it?
Yeah, well, at least you're learning your lesson rather than being that person who sits 85 minutes at the drive-through menu. That's just terrible. Terrible. Anyways, we got 90 seconds before we got to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. I'm done ranting. Yeah, my rants have pretty much taken us right through to the bottom here. The Quirky Cosmo, Kerri Ann Sanders, is with us. We're going to rock our chakras off as we continue the show right after this. But, hey, Kerri, do me a favor. Since we got about a minute before we go to break, do me a favor. Tell everybody what they'll find on your YouTube channel.
Oh, man, a mixture of everything. You're going to have healing, light language activation, or it's sound activation using my channeled energy of my higher self, source self. And you're also going to find updates about the DNA and how it's evolving. You're going to have ascension updates and my perspective and how it's playing out through the cosmos, through you, from the macrocosmic to the microcosmic, and all that, and a lot of humor, tarot readings, insights, and channeled messages, all brought to you by right here.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. We're going to get into your story a little bit more when we come back on Spaced Out Radio, because we are joined tonight by Kerri Ann Sanders. I found her on YouTube. That's literally how I found her. Found her on YouTube one day and just said, hey, you need to come on the show. She was like, okay. And it was pretty blasé like that, and we just made it work. She's become a very good friend of Spaced Out Radio. The holidays coming on up on the mighty SOR with Kerri Ann Sanders as our special guest. We'll be right back.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you'd know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Finish off your weekend and kick off your new week with me, Everett Thiemer, right here on Spaced Out Sundays. I'm going to bring you great guests, a little bit of snark, and plenty of information to think about. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of woo as well. We are going to hit everything in the paranormal and supernatural, including the odd Psychic Sundays. So tune us in on Sunday, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a Space Traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Looking for something new to push your limits? Look Beyond the Spectrum, a new docuseries featuring some of the best researchers in the world when it comes to everything from UFOs, government cover-ups, and Bigfoot in the forest. Truth seekers like Steve Bassett, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Richard Dolan, as well as others all chip in to bring their knowledge to you. Beyond the Spectrum can be found on Amazon as well as Tubi TV. Tell us what you think on our Amazon page.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters, wondering what happened to all the DNA in my knee. I blame Kerri Ann Sanders, our guest. But nonetheless, let's remind all of you that if you've missed portions of this show or others, you can always check out my free archives at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot. Do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. You want to grab a great book from We Read the Night? Join the Space Travelers for $5 a month. And Captain Shirk has you up to date on the SOR Newswire. Kerri Ann Sanders is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We're talking happy holidays. How do we get out of that funk? What do we got to do to ourselves to get our zen, our chi, our chakras, as well as some damn good Christmas presents under the tree that we deserve? Kerri, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for listening. It's Spaced Out Radio. Yeah, you want to know how to get out of that funk, out of those Christmas blues? You got to.
Let me guess. I got to guess. Let me guess first.
Tell
me it has something. Tell me it has something to do with burning every Mariah Carey CD for Christmas that you see.
No, it really doesn't. No, because baby, all I want for Christmas is to bug you. Oh, no, but I'll give you a hint. It does have to do with your knee, though, eventually. Because you got to put your right foot in, you put your right foot out.
That's bad.
That's
bad.
Foot in, and the chicken dance is all about.
You know, the chicken dance is going to get you absolutely thrown out. Oh, the hokey pokey chicken dance.
Oh, you don't like my... Yeah, you don't like my hokey pokey? That's how you get out of the Christmas blues. You just dance like a fool. You wake up and you go, what do we have, 5 more days till Christmas? You just dance away, only 5 more days till this is over, only 5 more days. I'm actually a really big Christmas fan, but I do honestly I've been feeling the holiday blues. I did, like a lot of people, we don't all have our family members that, we had at the beginning of the year or last year. So my mom, she had passed away recently, I guess more so 3 years ago, but it still feels very recent to me. And I feel, I feel those holiday blues, and it's definitely not the same. And it does at times, pull families, and it kind of tear jerks the traditions, and so there's things that you can do to, you don't ever replace those people or to get rid of those blues, but you can change, and you can create new memories, and you can pass those memories on that your loved ones and that they have with you. You pass those traditions on to your children and to their children. If you don't have children, then you make new memories with your friends that you choose as family. Like, that's really huge in this awakened community, or Spaced Out Radio community. You make your friends your family. It's not always your blood that ends up being your family of choice in the long run. And so you pick up new traditions, and you maybe make your own. Like, hey, I went and bought a drum recently, and which you can see me playing it out of tune or out of tone. But with my friend the Peace Dealer in his live video, we did like a music montage with a guitar and a sound bowl and me playing an offbeat drum. But my kids, we've been playing drummer boy and drummer girl around the house. It's things that I never grew up with, but it's definitely some new traditions and that we've added to this family, to my family. And so it's just little things, that you add in and that you create to, not replace the memory, but make new, make more, and add more value to the holiday season.
That's tough. For a lot of people, though.
Yeah. It's tough for everybody. but it's a choice. It's like that whole, it's tough. It's tougher than it is for others. It's actually a darn choice that, you got to make within yourself. You gotta take the lessons and the love that you had from these memories, people, and realize that this physical life is just one life. There's that life that still keeps going is in the astral realm, and in spirit, if you'd like to say, it's in spirit, and they're never gone. The consciousness of that being is always around. It's in your heart. It's in your blood, and so it's never gone. They're never not with you. And so so having those things of comfort, like the physical material items of comfort, maybe a jacket, maybe a pillow, maybe a picture, maybe just a memory, that's what, you can have and hold in tangibility. But the sense of them, they're never gone. And the choice to understand that is yours and theirs, or whomever is going through that. And not trying to be heartless, but just to know that they're always with you. And that celebration of life is especially right now. It's the best time because those memories are always super strong during the holidays. We hold holidays, like even if it's crazy, my house was crazy in the holiday. My mom, she was a thrower. You didn't want to go in the kitchen. Even if you wanted the Rice Krispie treats that she was making, you didn't want the spoon that would come after you when you went to go get the hot Rice Krispies. It was crazy, but it's still like you got to hold on to the memories and appreciate how much you've grown and the person that you've become and love that. That's that heart chakra. That's that home feeling of love, of being. And I know that not everybody has a family and grew up in a family dynamic, and I understand that fully. And it's also about seeing how you saw everybody else grow around you. Maybe they all had family, and you always wanted that. It's about giving yourself that family. It's about giving yourself the opportunity to create that family or those memories. And it doesn't have to be with your children or spouse. It could just be with friends and like minds. It doesn't even have to be about a religious, holiday, which really it's not about religion anyways. It's about Christ consciousness. But that's another topic to go on about. I could just talk for days.
Well, I mean, you know what, though? Okay, I'll use myself as an example here. For me, there are certain songs that I cannot listen to at this time of year. And and they're not necessarily Christmas songs, but it's just the idea that, there's been, just like everybody else, old Davey here, I'm not going to hide, old Davey here has had some, not so pleasant experiences over time that have hurt my feelings a little bit. And that happens. It happens to all of us, so we can't use that as an excuse. But there are certain times where I catch myself and I'm just like really bah humbug about the whole idea of, my goodness, I really miss this person or miss that person, or I wish this was better, or I wish that was better, or man, did I screw up here? And it just seems to be affected trifold at this time of year for a lot of people, myself included. I can admit that. And for many of us out there, we don't know how to let that go. We don't know how to say, you know what, I beat myself up enough about this. It's the holiday season. I'm allowed to find that Christmas spirit and have a little bit of fun and enjoyment, whether my family is, on the other side of the continent and I'm over here, or whether it's whether I'm going through a divorce, whether I'm going through a tough time at work, whatever it may be. We have to allow ourselves that freedom, and it's easier said than done, to just relax and enjoy what was worth. But I think, though, on the flip side, and I'm curious your opinion on this, the older we get, especially when you enter your 40s, I know this from experience right now, okay, I think it gets a little more difficult because for most of us, when we enter our 40s, we're on the downslope. You could check out at any time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Which you could. Yes, it's true, though. It's totally true.
No.
Yeah.
It's only true if you allow it to be true. That's a total mind state. You're only as old as your mind allows you to be, or you choose to be. That's a state of mind.
I agree with you.
Belief. It's
I
a belief.
agree with you.
No, 40 is definitely the new 30.
Oh, that's
come
such
on,
a line of
we're
BS.
Epigenetic. No, it's not. It's only I'm 35, and I look better now, and have more vitality and youth and vigor in me than I did in my early 20s when I was in the Navy. You know, like I don't like to believe that actually that 40s is the new 30s, and that 20s is just really you're really just graduating high school. Truly, it's really teenager years. Honestly, in your 30s, you're just like you're just getting out of your teens. You're settling in. You're learning life. But I mean, you do get set in your ways, and I know a lot of people they have that mentality as well. Like your 40s, well, you're closer to dead than you are alive, and that's not the truth, But it is about how you allow yourself to be, and what you choose to do with your life, and how you feel about it. Definitely imprints your energy signature, and what you eat, how you sleep, and your job, and all that stuff plays into it, of course, but as we go back to like talking about, the emotions, you don't want to suppress the emotions, but, if you're going through the divorce, like this time last year, I just literally had just split from my husband and moved into my own apartment and was doing my first Christmas without a family. And so I understand that emotion and how it could be like gut-wrenching at the time. But and then there's all these emotions. You hear a song, maybe you go through a breakup and you hear Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You," and you start breaking down crying because maybe you got dumped or separated or whatever that the case may be. But it's not about suppressing those emotions and not having them. It's absolutely feeling them. I'm all about you have to feel it to heal it. But it's about not allowing for the emotion to become your everyday, not for allowing it to overcome you, to allow it to be your mood. Don't let it be your mood. Just let it be how you feel, and let it move through you, and let it just be in that energy, and then you can just breathe and go, I got this, and you wake up in that sense of what can I do now that I didn't do yesterday? What do I want to experience? What do I want to feel? Instead of allowing for that trigger song to put you into a downward spiral, you actually have a choice in how you feel. And being the person that makes those decisions for yourself every day, what you eat, how you sleep, what you wear, where you go to work, what you drive, these are all decisions and choices that we make. And if you can make that with your own conscious effort, that meaning take a couple seconds, take a deep breath, and then make those decisions, maybe steer your life into a direction that would better you to have the car that you want, the dream job that you want, the relationship that you want, or the physique that you want, or the house that you want, or, the family that you want. You're making these choices. And, if you keep making choices from your past, then you're going to have your future as your future from your past. Okay. But if you're making decisions from what you desire and what you can imagine your life to be, then your future is going to be what you imagine it to be, not the past. So it's about learning from, all of these situations, all these losses and all of these experiences of growth. It's not to continue to dwindle and be in a mood of depression every time you hear a song. I mean, my mom's obituary song was, it's Cher, If I Could Turn Back Time. And I say her obituary song. I mean, like, she literally, my dad print it in her, what is it, the pamphlet. It's the song in the back of her pamphlet. Anyways. And it's Turn Back Time by Cher. And every time I hear that song, I don't cry. I just get up and dance. And my mom's song, she always listened to Don't Stop Believing. And my girlfriend, she has it as her ringtone whenever you call. You know, you can play, so people actually have it to where you can hear music whenever you're calling them. And it's just, don't stop believing. Yeah, you know, I at first when I'd hear it, when I'd call her, I would get teary-eyed. And then now I'm just like, oh my God, it just makes me smile so much because I think of it as more of it. Yes, don't stop believing. You are with me. I love you. Thank you for the little tidbits of motivation to keep me going. You know, and if it's an ex, you know, you hear a heartbreak song, or maybe it's, you know, you're missing a loved one, and the Grinch comes on. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. And maybe your family loved to watch the Grinch. And, you know, that's now like a little trigger within you, a little sad spark in you. Well, you know, the Grinch was sad too. And then he found family. He found things to better his life. And his heart grew. It grew bigger and bigger and bigger. And he changed. And he saw what, you know, new did and what the growth did for him. So just saying, you know, it is always a choice, and not to bypass the feeling, but to grow from it, you know.
See, that's what Vegas is for me.
And there it is.
I'm just going to be honest. That's what Vegas is for. You know, I mean, hey, Steve Perry, back in the days of Journey, that was good stuff. Very, very good stuff. But for most of us, no worries. No worries. You know, hey, we roll that way around here. We're good with 80s tribute music. You know?
I was born 84, so I can kind of remember it off the top of my head. I was like just on a soapbox roll.
Motley Crue still doing tons and tons of cocaine and heroin back in the day. Oh, yeah. That's good times. Good music back then. Good music back then.
You know, but it's the things that elevated people, right? It got them out of the third dimension. I'm sorry, it's not a funny joke.
Oh, that's just the way it went. Just the way it went. We've got about 4 minutes before we got to go to break at the top of the hour. Kerri Ann Sanders is our guest tonight. How do you get out of the Christmas blues? The funk that the holidays can bring. Do we bring it on ourselves, Kerri?
Yeah, I say that we put on fluffy socks and we slide around the house like Tom Cruise. That's right. In a Santa hat and elf slippers and with a broom, and we just bust out into a crazy scene. And you make yourself look kooky, because literally this is the stuff that I do. I'm just saying. If you're going to get a mental picture of me doing this, I will do it. Ask the kids. I don't go by Quirky Cosmo for no reason. Because life's too short to be sad and mopey. You just got to make the best and shake, wiggle, and roll, you know, your way through it with laughs.
What if we're not ready to laugh? Me? Oh, yeah. No, you know, for me, acting out of sorts is illegal in my household. I don't believe in fun. You know, I think accounting is a good way to spend an evening. You know, no, I'm.
Hold on, I'm adding up the BS right now.
Well, I mean, that's painful that you do that. You know, I go in, I take my research into snark and from my Twitter crowd, and I memorize what I can use on other people, so that way I can lie and say I created it. No, I don't do that. I'm just teasing. But no, on the flip side though, I've been known to be a little bit of a goofball every now and again, and I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy to let loose and be yourself. But you know, like I look at it from a different perspective, though, Kerri, and I know a lot of other people do as well. See, I'm very open about my suffering of depression and anxiety, which I do have, and I'm very okay with that. You know, it's part of who I am. But one of the things that I have learned about myself, and it's funny, I picked it out of a Robin Williams quote, because he suffered from depression and anxiety, and God bless him. I wish he hadn't committed suicide, but I understand why. And you know, he always said that one of the reasons why he made himself made other people laugh was because he never wanted people to feel how he felt. If that makes any sense. He didn't want people feeling the way he did. So he figured he always had to be on in order to bring people up. I'm kind of the same way. I'm not a comedian. I'm not a comedian or anything like that. But a lot of times what I'll do actually is I will nickname people around me. I nickname them. And they'll be like, what the hell you... They'll be like, what the hell do you call me that for? Or what do you do? You know, why this, why that? And I'll just say, you know what? It's because I've given you a special place. I've given you a special place. And I've said to my friends, I have no problem saying this. I said, you know, I never want you to feel like I do.
Right.
And that's the hard part. And I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not trying to make this a depressing conversation or anything like that. Far from it. You know, it's who I am. It's what I'm proud of. And I'm quite okay with that. But that is how I deal with it. Is anybody who I allow to get close to me, I nickname people. I nickname them because I don't want them to be bad. I don't want them to be upset. I don't want them to be absolutely anything that's going to harm them in a negative way. 1 second here. Hopefully there she is. You dropped out there for a moment. That's all right. It happened. But you know what? It happened at a good time because we're going to commercial anyways. Kerri Ann Sanders is our guest tonight, the Quirky Cosmo. If you want to check out our YouTube videos, highly suggest you do. More about the holidays, how to get out of that funk. Make yourself happy. Do a little dancing with the socks on. We'll be back on Spaced Out Radio after this.
Come hang out with Spaced Out Radio, where we own the night. This is Carl. You can follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, and during the show, use the hashtag Spaced Out Radio to chat with us live. On Instagram, at Dave Scott SOR. On Facebook, give our page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. SOR archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. Come join us, or I will come join you. See you at your window.
Hey, Spaced Out Radio fans! It's John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. Our goal is to make the life of veterans, first responders, and those with rare medical conditions 10% happier. We do this by donating one grant item, ranging from vans to therapy programs to prosthetic limbs, to those who need it most. To contribute to Spaced Out Radio's official charity, head over to chivecharities.org and become a donor today.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Come tune in to SOR, where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother Is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com, where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com, and remember, Little Brother Is Watching.
Move over, brother. and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the store you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Hi there, this is Geraldine Orozco from San Francisco's Bay Area Meditation. I invite you to join me the first Tuesday of every month with Dave Scott for Spaced Out Radio's The Spiritual You. In this fast-paced world we live in, it's time for you to take some time for you. We'll cover every possible subject from powerful meditation to healing techniques to your own intuition and spirituality. So come join us for The Spiritual You.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Thiemer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Hi, this is Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we store all of the SOR show archives for free. And as an added bonus, every 2 weeks I'm posting brand new content on Cryptid Tales, where I will get into some of the spookier legends and folklore from around the world and tell the stories that go with them. Find us at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio and check out Cryptid Tales today. Drop a comment and let me know what you want to hear. See you there.
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
The
Call of the Wild is in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is one of the hottest bars and restaurants in the city. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose will rock you like a hurricane all night long. Great food with everything on the menu at $6.95 near the corner of Nelson and Granville. Get your horns up and come rock with us. The Moose Vancouver, the official rocking bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hey, this is Canadian Paranormal Investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy in your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of Spaced Out Radio. Tonight, I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to say a big thank you to everybody listening in on KDNF AM 1560 in Dangerfield, Texas, UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans, in Newton, Georgia, WQEE 99.1 FM, KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon, and in Ridgecrest, California. Hi, Chuck. You got a great goatee. KZFX 93.7 FM. On the digital side, everybody listening in on Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio, especially Kingdom of Nye. I hope you enjoyed Bart L's Christmas Woo-tacular. Yes, we're going to be bringing the woo on Christmas Eve, maybe even on Christmas Day as well. I'm still up in the air about that. There's a good chance that we are going to be live on Christmas Day. Why? Because I want to be there for all of you. That's just the way we do it. Remember, all of our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Solasequius. Solasequius is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. You can also pick up a great book at We Read the Night. And, of course, Captain Shirk has all of our news updated daily on the SOR Newswire. Kerri Ann Sanders is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. How do we deal with the holiday blues? How do we get out of that funk? How do we just learn to enjoy the rock and roll of everyday life? Kerri Ann, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for all
You're welcome.
For having me.
You are very, very welcome. When you were in the Navy, when did you serve?
Yeah. I was in from 2004 to 2008. Stationed
Very cool.
San Diego, on the USS Nimitz, and on the Bonhoeffer Shard.
Get to see any UFOs when you were on the USS Nimitz?
No, I did not see any when I was on the Nimitz or whenever I was on the Bonhoeffer Shard. I actually had more of a, time missing. I have a lot of, when I went overseas to the Gulf on the Bonhoeffer Shard in 2007, when I was overseas then with the ship, there was a few times that I don't recall half of the experience, and no, it was not because we were sailor Jerry's. It was because I do not remember it. There's even a time when I was in a forerunner with five. There was 5 other sailor friends of mine in the forerunner, and I was in the front seat, but next to the driver. This is in Abu Dhabi, and I was having full-blown conversation with him in Arabic, and I have no idea. I don't speak Arabic, and I have 5 sailor friends that can vouch for me, and they were like, "Whoa, Faulkner, when did you learn Arabic?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So, and that was also the time that I just don't remember half of the experience. Like, after, I don't know if it was his hashish or what was going on. No, it was when I had contact and healing done. So it was the Arcturian healing is what it was. But I had some past life regression now, knowing this now, but it was pretty intense over there overseas. And then Australia, my trip to Perth and Fremantle, it was just I was like mind swiped. I don't remember Australia, and I really should have, because it was Australia. I mean, I wish I remembered more of it. And I unfortunately don't have a camera because the people I was rooming with, they had decided to invite some paid company, and that paid company decided they wanted all of my clothes and my camera. So on their way out. So I don't have the memories to prove it either. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Isn't that pleasant? Isn't that pleasant? Nice people you hung out with there.
You know, that's the military. You learn and you learn and you grow. But best comrades I have, my best friends in the military. I honest to God, they're some of the best friends ever. Still to this day, that were it's like going to college. It's like a fraternity and sorority. You know, you get great friends out of it. So I'm
gonna get you to move a little bit closer to your mic because you're a little bit quiet for us.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
how about now?
You're bad. You're okay now. Now we'll accept you. Now we'll accept you.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate you serving. I this is totally off topic, but I am going to ask you, as somebody who served on the Nimitz, what do you? I don't know if you followed it or not, but with the whole UFO flap that has come out over the last couple of years about the pilots on the Nimitz who saw these UFO type phenomena in the skies, what do you think about that when you hear about that? Because you would have been, if you were on the Nimitz in 2004, you would have been there when that was going on.
I got stationed on the Nimitz in July of 2004 is whenever I walked on ship. So I wouldn't have known anything about that. I honestly wasn't in air department at the time. I was not on that ship. I think this experience you're talking about happened. So I wouldn't have known anything about it. But I did not recall anybody even talking about it either. And that would have been huge. I was a smoker at the time, so I mean, that's the way that you get a break in the military is to smoke. But you hear about everything in the smoke pits, and I do not recall them talking about the UFOs at all in the smoke pits. So I mean, I've seen a lot of things out to sea, like in the waters. A lot of you just see a lot of things in the waters that you don't read about in newspapers, that you don't see in magazines. And I'm not just talking about like the creepy kind of fish that you see in the Finding Nemo movie with freaky teeth that, in the lighted tail or anything like that. Like I'm talking about other like microbials, like 100+ long foot, electric eel, glow in the dark eels and stuff like that. I've seen all kinds of weird creatures in the ocean, and I mean, I've seen more stars and shooting stars than I could count. I mean, but as far as like flying, like craft and all that, I didn't. And I was on the flight deck too. Like even in the Bahamas Shard, I worked on the flight deck. So, I didn't see any craft like that. And I had to be on deck, like especially on the LHD. Like there wasn't a heavy crew like there was on the Nimitz, an aircraft carrier. So, I mean, but. I'm not going to sit here and say that people haven't seen. You're going to see a lot of different things out there, and who knows what they were actually launching off the flight deck and what they were really doing. They have black ops and special ops and things like that all the time. So I don't necessarily know what it was they were seeing. I'm not going to say that they did.
Well, that's still kind of cool, though.
I would tell you if I did. Yeah. I seen a lot of stuff out there. It was the best, like, just you're floating in stars. Like, everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's awesome if you go out into the forest and you can see all these twinkling lights. Go into the middle of the ocean, and they've got black, and there's no lights on any ship anywhere around. You're on the flight deck. Everybody has to be inside unless you're, allowed privilege to be on the flight deck. But it is amazing how many stars there are. It is so cool in the middle of the ocean with all these stars and like the amount of shooting stars that you see, the different sizes, the different directions that they're falling, and it's beautiful. It's breathtaking.
I could see that. I could totally see that. That would be very, very cool. I don't know if I could do it. Not a big boat fan, but it sounds like it would be pretty incredible.
Yeah, the waves aren't that bad on a carrier. If you have a small boy, it's pretty bad. I mean, the wakes got pretty aggressive when we got close to Australia in October. With monsoon season, they had 14-foot waves come over the deck. So that was on the LHD. But yeah, I mean, it's really not that bad. It's pretty fun. I mean, you do walk side to side. You just play with it. I don't know. My grandfather was a fisherman, so I kind of grew up with being on boats, and I grew up on the river on boats, and so wasn't nothing big or fancy to me. Didn't make me sick. But it is funny to watch these people that do get motion sickness. I say it's funny just because, I don't know, I find things like that humorous, the sensitivity. I don't like, come on, man, fuck her down. You can do this.
Yeah, no way, man. No way. I want to ask you. Go ahead.
Sorry, you'd see people. I think this is what the funny part was because there's some people that would get sick, and then there's other people that would be in the hallways or in the hangar bay, and they'd be on like roller chairs, and they'd have their feet up in the chairs, and like as the ship's swaying back and forth, people are like swaying, across the hangar bays and in the hallways, and these chairs just sliding back and forth and up and down the hall. It's just funny, and some people are getting sick, so it's just like, pick your battle. All right.
No, not me. Not me.
Mm-hmm.
I like land too much. There's too much in the ocean that could eat you, and I'm just not a fan of that. Yeah. So I just much prefer to just stay on land. It's more beautiful. That's what I think, but that's just me.
That's why I never did swim call for that reason. When I was on deck, just seeing this, like I said, all the stuff that's in the water, I'm not really going to mention it, but there's just more things in that water that I just rather never get into it. It's like they're still finding. Scientists are still discovering the numerous amounts of insects and frogs. I mean, they let alone know what is in the ocean. Okay.
Exactly my point. And old Davey, I'm a meal. Okay, I'm not an appetizer or anything like that. I'm a meal, and I am not going to be the meal or the sacrificial lamb that goes, and finds Megalodon who scoops me up in one bite. No way. Not doing it.
Yeah.
Not doing it whatsoever.
Favorite is that Megalodon. I mean, he found out about Megalodon. He's like, Mom, you know what a Megalodon is? I'm like, no. He shows me. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's what I saw. Those things really do exist. No, they're prehistoric. Are they still? They're still there.
Do we really know? Exactly. Do we really know? The answer is no, we don't. And I'm not about to find out because I'm just not that guy. Not that guy. Kerri Ann, as we continue on. Go ahead. Finish up. No, you go.
What I thought was really cool is like, they have all of, like, what looks like the stars, as above, so below. I always thought, well, it doesn't matter what I thought it was. Let me get to the point what it is all of the microbes that are in the water, they glow in the dark. And at night, you can go off the fantail that's at the end of the boat, and the end of the ship, and you can see all these little microbes in the water. And they look like a bunch of stars. It is amazing. It's beautiful. They're all fluorescent and like glow in the dark. I remember when I first went out, just doing regular workups on the ship, and just seeing all these glow in the dark little things, and I was like, "What is that? Is that trash?" They're like, "No." And they told me about it. I was like, "Wow, it really does look like a bunch of the sea of stars." It is the sea of stars.
Okay, that would be cool.
So that was it. Yeah,
that would be very, very cool to see. That would be very cool to see. I will say that. Let's about you and who you are and how you kind of got on this spiritual cosmic journey. How did that happen for you?
Well, God giveth and God taketh away. I had a pretty good, suburban life. I was a hairstylist for 9 years at that time, and I had my degree in, doesn't matter, I was a hairstylist, I had a degree, and I had a day spa in Southern California. I had the whole 9 yards going, a soccer mom, and not really soccer mom, but, I had the whole suburban mom life going, and, just is all about my community and my day spa and living, I lived out in Southern California's wine country, so I was avid wine vineyard goer and drinker, and then October 2016, my mom passed away unexpectedly at age 52, and then 6 months later, my day spa dies after 72 hours unexpectedly. A California law gets passed, and and we got robbed or broken into, and we lost our financial backer all within 72 hours. And then we had to sell our house before it was foreclosed on, and I decided to basically pack up and move across country to Florida. But 3 months before my day spa actually went down, 3 months after my mom had passed, so it was like this middle point. I'd gotten a phone call from a medium, and she wanted to tell me some things about my mom. Tell me some things that my mom was trying to get across, the other side. And I didn't know what a medium was. I thought a psychic was like that 1-800 call a psychic. That's about as much as I knew. I didn't know anything about the occult or anything like that, or tarot or astrology or anything. I knew nothing. I was clueless. I thought it was all Hollywood, like glitz and glam and, fake. And so I got a call from a medium, and she had told me some stuff that only my mom would know, and about my family. And so it got me, I went on YouTube, dun, 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 and I was smoking the pot, which I had a license to smoke in the state of California at the time, and I still have a license to smoke in the state of Florida at this time. But I was smoking the pot, watching some tarot YouTube videos about astrology, and I got curious, and so I wanted to learn more. And one day, and I was smoking, I had a Kundalini experience, I like to say, and I just started getting all of this information started coming into me. So my crown chakra opened, and I started getting all kinds of insights. And so I went and bought an oracle deck, and I started doing oracle readings in the back behind my day spa, underneath the oak trees. And I started getting visions of people, and scenes of their life and their future timeline. And I reached out to an astrologist and had him do a chart reading on me, and then I actually ended up doing a reading on him, a psychic reading on him. A really strong clairvoyant. And so, yeah, that's pretty much how my journey began. And I then, 3 months after all of that had taken place, my day spa took a dive within 72 hours, and I lost everything and decided to move across country and start a new life, and went into a deep healing with the gene keys and human design and understanding the chakras and the DNA from more of a psychological, genetic perspective, and how the stars energetics and the constellations energetically imprint you on a psychological manner, meaning that through the archetypes, and there's 64 archetypes based on the 64 I Ching hexagrams. And so I got really deep into gene keys and psychology and my own star imprints and energies and what that means, and the Greek mythologies behind the zodiac and the constellations and the 88 constellations that that we utilize mainly in our culture. And and I dove deep into all of that, and so it really started activating the deep DNA memory codes that are, say, harnessed in your body, in your bones, in your blood, and in the fascia in your body. So the more that I dove into this, the more I started activating the ancient memories from my past lives, from my lineage that I've incarnated into, and from my starseed energetics. So, yeah, that's really what got me to where I'm at now. And my purpose here as an activator, really, my job is to, my purpose is to, I have the ability to heal people miraculously. And it's not me, it's source energy working through. It's my ability to hold and house so much heart energy and light in my body. So I've been blessed to be able to heal people. And so that's what I do. And I also use astrology and gene keys and human design to help assist people to understand their genetics and their shadows, or, maybe we like to call depression, and what gets people into depression, and how to actually get them out of it, and how they can use these tools, these divination tools, to logically understand why they're feeling depression more so.
Right. Kerri Ann, I'm going to get you to hold on right there, because we're going to go to break at the bottom of the hour. The Quirky Cosmo, Kerri Ann Sanders. Check out her YouTube channel, Quirky Cosmo. More with Kerri Ann right after this on Spaced Out Radio.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
Looking for something new to push your limits? Look Beyond the Spectrum, a new docuseries featuring some of the best researchers in the world when it comes to everything from UFOs, government cover-ups, and Bigfoot in the forest. Truth seekers like Steve Bassett, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Richard Dolan, as well as others all chip in to bring their knowledge to you. Beyond the Spectrum can be found on Amazon as well as Tubi TV. Tell us what you think on our Amazon page. Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose, Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Finish off your weekend and kick off your new week with me, Everett Themer, right here on Spaced Out Sundays. I'm going to bring you great guests, a little bit of snark, and plenty of information to think about. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of woo as well. We are going to hit everything in the paranormal and supernatural, including the odd psychic Sundays. So tune us in on Sunday, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
We pass the halfway point of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Great to have you with us. Reminder to all of you that if you've missed portions of this show or others, you can always check out our free archives at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. You can pick up a great t-shirt and more at our store. Grab a great book from We Read the Dite. Captain Shirk has the SOR Newswire updated daily, and don't forget to join the SOR Space Travelers Club. We got Kerri Ann Sanders on with us tonight, so we round out our week with a little visit from the Quirky Cosmo. You can find her YouTube channel, Quirky Cosmo, as well. Welcome back, Kerri Ann.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. I do have to ask, as we get this back kind of on focus here, because you totally took us off focus last half hour. I don't know why,
no.
but I'm just
How
blaming
dare
you.
I?
I know. It happens. It happens. We're just kind of going with it tonight. When it comes to dealing with the holidays and the stress and everything that kind of goes along with that, okay, when people come to you and say, look, I just can't do it this year, I'm tired, I'm cranky, I'm not in the Christmas spirit, I don't feel love, I don't feel affection, I hate people, it goes all around, through a multitude of different emotions and experiences. How do you guide people to get back on track in order to tell them, look, this is all about you. This is about how you react. This is about what you want to be, what you want to do, and be who you are.
How do I guide them back? I let them vent. Most of the time people just need a vent. They just want to be heard. They want to be comforted. They want to be, told that everything's going to be okay. And so I let them spill their emotions. I let them spill their feelings. And, and I ask them, what do you want? What do you want? At the end of it, whenever they're done talking and allowing for their emotions to come out, I go, what do you want? And so they'll tell me what they want. And with that, that's okay, so there's our focus point. And that's where we start to create, is we start building around that desire, whether it be that maybe they want to go on a vacation, or maybe they want a different job. Maybe they want to move to a different city, and then so I help make an action plan for them. And most of the time that's just helping them visualize their dreams. And I talk them into believing that they can create it. A lot of the time people get discouraged because if they don't see it right now, then, or their life doesn't reflect the ability to get them into the dream house, or, the dream job, or the family that they want, So I bring them into a feeling state, because in order to visualize and to bring things into this reality, we have to feel it emotionally. We need to feel it within the body to energetically put that out into the ether, the universe, for it to bring back that same energy. So I help them feel, and I help bring them memories from their childhood. So I tap into their Akash. I tap into their good memories, and I bring about their experiences as a child. Their higher self, their self, their source self will give me an image of them as a child or as a teenager, maybe going out to the river and swimming with their friends and being wild and rambunctious and just laughing while they're floating down the river, drinking a few beers, on mom and dad's dime, all that, just experiencing that sense of freedom in their own memory. And so that brings that sense of freedom energetically back into their life. And so, when they can hold that sense, that energy, that it continues to bring it back in. And so they get these good vibe sensations. And I just hold them there. And, I point out like energies in their chart, and I show them fit like, materialistic way, or a logic way of seeing that, you're not just of this universe, there's reasons that you have memory and desires to want to be somewhere more. And it's not just because you've seen it on TV and somebody else had it and you want it. It's because you know that you deserve it, that you've experienced it, and that it's vibrationally in your body according to your starseed alignments, and like what mythologies they're playing out, or archetypes you can think of. But it's a myth. We're heavily inundated with these constellations and their myths, and the Greek myths mainly over here in the Western culture. So people play out this hero's journey, or the heroine's journey, and so I just pointed out like this. There's reasons that you feel this way, and that it's not necessarily that you have a problem. It's just something that you signed up to do, that you play out energetically and emotionally, so that you can clear it out of your family's lineage, so that your children and their children would never have to experience it anymore, and that 7 more generations wouldn't have to experience these same patterns, and I help them understand that they're doing a service for their entire kin for the rest of, the generation to come. And it really brings peace and understanding to them. And then I also point out what their destinies are, and I dig deeper into it. I have a lot of Scorpio energy, thank God. And I am able to dig deep into people's souls, and I can tell them, what their purpose is. I can tell them, what directions they should be going in, and, what their soul, I bring a lot of this Akashic memory in for them, and I give them hope, and I give them direction. And not just it's a joint effort between me, their spirit team, and of course their higher self. I wouldn't have access to this if they didn't give me the permission. So it's a beautiful experience to watch somebody go from 0 to 60 with a new perspective on life.
How do you tap into someone's brain and their body?
I don't tap into their brain. I tap into their soul, their heart.
How do you do that?
Honestly, it's an innate gift, but it's a knowing that comes to me. It's just a knowing. I have claircognizance, and I tap into their energy field. I tap into their heart, and I just allow for whatever it is that's coming through, whether it be a vision or a message that I'm hearing in my head, or just a knowing that I just ramble things out of my mouth. I don't even know half the time why I'm saying what I say. I have an open crown center and an open anja, so it's like I have an open antenna. Every other center in my energy body is defined. So my head centers are open, and my anja. So my thoughts and my words are not mine. They are literally the person that I'm with, or the people that I'm with. It's a collective of all of our energetics. And so I become like a radio. Like I'm just tuned in to them, and I just start talking for them on behalf of them. beautiful thing. True.
As beautiful as that is, though, isn't that a little taboo, tapping into somebody so personally?
Not if they want it. Not if that's what they're coming over for. I mean, now whenever I get into a room full of people and there's a lot of less than love conversation going on in the ethers, or tapping into people that way, I don't do that. I won't tap in, or I won't tune into other people's frequencies and say things out loud unless, I have permission from them or their higher self. No, I don't. But I mean, it's a blessing and it's a curse, because you hear a lot of things, you feel a lot of emotions, but it's also a blessing. I mean, it's a curse because if you don't understand where these energies are coming from, then it can get confusing, and you might mistake them as your own, and that has a lot to do with a lot of people's depression. Honestly, if they don't understand their energy bodies and how they work. I dealt with a lot of mental depression myself. I thought it was my own, and it wasn't. I was taking it on for the people around me. So, but that's also another thing that I get to help people understand is where they are taking on this energy and why, and if it is theirs or if it is not.
So when you tap into someone's soul to heal them, to help correct them, to help in any way guide them more into a positive type of atmosphere for themselves, both mentally, physically, as well as spiritually, what goes on? What are you feeling at this time when you tap into somebody? Because being the empath that you are, wouldn't you take on all of that darkness that needs to be cleared?
Yeah, you do. You put it, so I have parameters and everything around my own essence as it is. But yes, when I tap into somebody, say I'm going to go do a healing, somebody has cancer or liver disease or something, I'm going to go heal the liver and eradicate the cancer out of their bodies. I start feeling it, or if it's too much, my source, my soul knows this, that I'll draw it out. So I'll draw it looks like a sitting Buddha, but with no face, and then I'll get like visions of or pains in my body, like say it's their kidneys. I'll start feeling the pain in my kidney, and so I'll circle an area in my drawing that like relates to the area where their kidneys are at, and so that way I know that I'm going to go and do healing on their kidneys or on the spleen or on maybe the sacral energy. They have a creativity block, or maybe they have a sexual block, or libido disability, or performance issue or something. I will get all of these visions, or I'll get the pain sensation in my own body. I used to actually take on the pain. Now I know how to set the parameters within myself to not take on those pains as heavily. They used to actually stay with me too, and I always have to clear my body before and after with intention. But that's a huge thing: is setting the boundaries, setting and clearing your own energy field before and after. So, yeah.
How do you clear yourself?
With intent, I call on my celestial, ancestral, spirit, elemental family to clear, cleanse, and align my energy centers, my DNA to the highest frequency of source-like consciousness that I'm able to access at this point in time, past, present, and future. And this planet and off, and as a divine sovereign being, so it is. That's literally all. That's what I say. That's my intention. And then I just vision in my mind, I'm already envisioning a white aura surrounding me, and then I envision a green aura surrounding that, and then I envision a purple aura around that. And so these are the 3 colors I work with, and they are for healing, protection, purification, and healing, and also for amplifying. The white also amplifies, and so does the violet. So people say violet flame, I say aura. I honestly always think of the aurora borealis lights, the northern lights, and I have been seeing these 3 colors since I did my first shaman journey, which is basically where you go into a state of not like there but not there existence within the mind, a meditative state, and you travel through a guided meditation, or with yourself, or listening to somebody, or somebody's doing it with you or for you, guiding you through this. And I've always saw these three colors, so it has always reminded me of the northern lights. So.
I love the northern lights. Absolutely love them. That's one of the benefits of living way up north where I do, is when they come out, oh my goodness, what a sight. If you've never seen the northern lights, put it on your bucket list. It is definitely a bucket list item, and that's for all of you out there. So make sure you go on and do that. Kerri Ann, as you take on all of this and you start feeling the other person, because that's what empathic spiritual people do. And you always have to take on probably more than you can actually chew. How do you go about making sure that you're not taking on too much? Okay, so let's say, for instance, somebody comes to you with a bunch of blockages. They want to get clean. They want to get their spiritual side in check, and you're checking them out, and all of a sudden it's like, oh boy, this is maybe not something that I should be dealing with. Have you ever had that moment?
No, I haven't. I have only ever been given what I can handle, and I use the tone frequency healing. People call it light language. It's celestial sound alchemy to me. But I use a lot of it was something that came through naturally for me within my first few months of awakening. And it pretty much knocks whatever is going on in that person out within 2 to 3 sessions. If I don't get everything healed out in one session, I just say, let's do another one. And until it's worked out of their system, I always put at least a week in between, so they have time for the body has time, the DNA has time to integrate, oscillate, and to release any of the lower cells from the body through sweat, through tears, through events in their life, through bowel movements, however it may be, through going to the bathroom. So I'm a really strong healer. Within my first year of doing this, I was able to heal diabetes from a client. The person had liver cancer, tooth decay, like psoriasis on the body. Energy blocks are no big deal. A lot of the time, the energy blocks are just people's belief systems, and that's where I break out with the gene keys, and I help help people to logically understand their emotions and why they've been locked in these emotional structures, lower beliefs, and that really helps them. Well, that's where the blocks really come in. But if it's a disease, that's a cell. So that's whenever I break into the celestial sound alchemy, and I eradicate, or call it the source light energy, to eradicate these disease cells or diseased cells of the body. Yeah.
comment from...
Hold on,
let me read this comment from Audra on Twitter. Hi, Audra. Thank you for listening in. She goes, I'm really loving this whole conversation thing tonight. Great conversation. Kerri Ann seems like a cool person to hang out with.
Yeah. I am your friend next door. I am. I don't try to play it off like I'm some holy guru, or that I sit and do yantras and mudras all day, and that I practice yoga every day, or I eat a certain diet. I don't. I am really your average person, living your average life. I'm a mom, I've got 2 kids, we go to a public school. I drive a 2006 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I live life just like everybody else, and I'm just like everybody. You can do this too. It's just about opening your heart up and being who you are.
Lies. You don't even eat Taco Bell. You don't even eat Taco Bell.
I don't think anybody should eat Taco Bell. I don't think anybody should eat Taco Bell.
It is a staple of humanity. A staple of humanity.
Go to Del Taco.
Wash your mouth out with soap, lady. Wash your mouth out with soap.
No way.
Shame on you.
No way.
The lies you right there.
My ex-husband, brother from another mother, when he was in the Marine Corps, he came and visited my house. He was a Big Bear hotshot. He was a firefighter, basically, for the summer and during fire season. They're called hotshots. And he ate Taco Bell, and it's a story. My kids even know this story, but he ate Taco Bell, and he shat himself. He shat all over my bathroom, my carpet.
Beautiful.
He will never eat Taco Bell again, and nobody in my house will ever eat Taco Bell because of his experience.
Oh, that's... Yeah. I would eat Taco Bell in front of you. I'm a rebel that way. I would totally
He's a rebel. You're going to use
I would totally go there. Yeah, if you and I are ever in the chance opportunity of hanging out and you upset me, I'm going straight to Taco Bell. Straight to Taco
you know
Bell.
what would upset me? I would just feel bad for your intestines.
And my intestines would be like, yeah, lady, this is all about you paying the price here. That's right. That's how I roll.
I make some mean pico de gallo. I'll give you something to burn your belly if that's what you want. I'll cut up some extra habaneros for you in my pico de gallo.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I like the hot stuff. I do. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm going to get you to hold on right there. 2 hours down. We got the lovely and talented Kerri Ann Sanders, the Quirky Cosmo, for another 30 minutes before we get to the Thought of the Dave and the SOR Newswire. Hour 3 of Spaced Out Radio coming up next.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Thiemer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the store you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
Would you like to connect with us? Head to spacedoutradio.com for all your latest show info. Now, back to Dave Scott and SOR.
Third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio is underway tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you for joining us heading into your weekend. We want to give a shout out to everybody listening in on UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans. Yeah, Joe Montaldo has great hair, so make sure you tune into that. WQEE 99.1 FM in Noonan, Georgia. KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon. KZFX 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California. And down in Dangerfield, Texas, KDNF AM 1560. On the digital side, hi to everyone listening in on Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, you can check out all of our archives for free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Solasequius. Solasequius is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. We got a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. Grab a great book in the paranormal, UFO, or supernatural from We Read the Night. You also could join the Space Travelers Club for $5 a month, and Captain Shirk has us updated on our SOR Newswire Daily. For the final time tonight, we introduce our guest, Kerri Ann Sanders. You can find her on YouTube. She's got some great videos there under her title, The Quirky Cosmo. I love that title. Love it. Kerri, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for...
My kids love my YouTube name, too. They're like, we're Quirky. My mom's Quirky Cosmo. They want to get a dog. They want to get a corgi, like the dog, a corgi, and they want to name it Quirky the Corgi. They're funny. I don't know. Anyways, they're quirky little kids themselves. They're both little. My daughter's she's got an Aquarius moon, and my son's an Aries moon. They're very, very unique. My son's very, very hyper and go-getter, and my daughter is very eccentric in her quirky in her own way. She's so cute. So I love them. What's your son's sign?
Oh goodness, let me check it out here. What's the sign for that date right there? He's a Cancer.
Oh, I love Cancers.
It's one of them Cancer things.
Very nurturing. Nurturing, loving, but it can be drama. A little overzealous about things. Little controlling too, or needy, I should say. Not controlling. It can turn into controlling when they get older, but it's needy, a little needy. But they're very loyal, loving people. It's one of the most mysterious signs. I've got a Cancer ascendant. So. We're kids.
All right. I want to ask you about this. Okay, 2020, right around the corner. New decade, end of an old decade, end of an old year. So it's a special year, 2020, coming on up. Spiritually speaking, January is a very tough month. People have gone financially overboard because of Christmas. The high is wearing down because, they have spent too much money. They're probably in debt. And, it's the start of the new year, new me. Resolutions are usually dropped within the first 48 to 72 hours of a year changing. And there's a lot of I hope this year is not like last year or the year before or whatever. There's a lot of worry going into the year. How do we cleanse ourselves in order to make sure that we can stay positive going into a new year and a new decade?
Drop all expectations. Just don't do it. Don't go into the new year with all of these expectations. Make a vision board of what you desire. Put on there maybe if you want a healthier lifestyle, if you want to have whatever it is that you desire, for your life to look like in 2020. But don't go in there with with a really rigid routine, something that you haven't done before. Everybody's like, oh, I want to lose 60 pounds this year. That's great. Implement, and they want to have this or that, 16 different things, right? They want to do it all. Okay, well, it's then you pick every full moon to implement one new thing. If your goal is to lose weight, it's a pretty common goal for everybody to lose weight. Then every full moon, you're gonna add one new meal, healthy meal, into your diet plan. Instead of everything at once, do one thing at a time and do it once a month. You get a full moon every month. So every full moon, you're adding one new, new workout regimen, or maybe we're adding a new vitamin, or maybe we're adding a new meal plan, or, whatever it's going to be. Then, or self-help book, read one new self-help book a month, just do it in increments. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, So I would say drop the expectations of it happening instantaneously, because that's not how it works. You don't get thin overnight. It takes time, or lose weight overnight or build muscle overnight. It takes time. It takes dedication. It takes commitment to yourself. And, so just dropping the expectations for instantaneous. We do live in a world that's one click away from buy now, get it now, deliver tomorrow. Thanks, Amazon, for these expectations of everything being instantaneous. It's not, it takes time for things to materialize, for you to see and physically experience the results of what you've been doing. So I would say that. Drop the expectations.
Sounds easier said than done, though. I mean, expectations, I think we all want to try and succeed. We all want to try and do what we can that's better than what we've done in the past. And I think that when it comes down to it, how much does this play on our own psyche? How much does it play on our soul and our heart when we seem to set each other up for some sort of failure?
Well, it's definitely not your soul or your heart that's doing this. It's your ego. And your ego it's based off of a subconscious programming. So from the past. And the more that you keep living out of the past, the more that your future is going to be just like your past. So it's about learning how to control your ego, which your ego is just a fancy word it's a word for your subconscious programming. And which means subconscious programming means, if you don't understand what that is, that's the program, that's the behavior, the way of your thinking and patterns that you live out, act out, speak out in your life. These are patterns. that you don't necessarily realize that you're doing. Okay, so it's subconsciously unknown. You don't really realize that you're doing it. Automatic. And so if you're doing things out of habit or out of pattern, like self-sabotage, like say, oh, I want to go on a diet, here's to my New Year's resolution, but here's my subconscious working its magic. Oh, but the donut. Da, da, da. Well, I'm just going to have one. Well, that one leads to another. You have to actually stop yourself and say, I don't want that. Like, just because I've done it in the past doesn't mean that I want to do it in the future. I choose not to do that. I choose not to take that bite. I choose, it's always a choice, but it is stopping and taking that 5 seconds, taking 5 seconds instead of reacting. It's a response. If you take 5 to 10 seconds away from what you're about to do, it goes from being a reaction to a response. So it's about realizing that, it's not your heart or your soul that's doing this. It's your ego. And so you got to learn how to reprogram. And within that 5 to 10 seconds that you take, that pause, is you reprogramming your brain, reprogramming those patterns, those behaviors that you would normally do, and taking your actual desire to change and manifesting that change by becoming that change. I always tell my clients that smoke. I was a smoker for 16 years, and I have fought that battle back and forth numerous times. And what always gets me out of it is this. And I tell all my clients this too that are with smoking, is every time you go to light a cigarette, if this is maybe you're a smoker, maybe your New Year's resolution is going to be to quit, right? Is to, when you go light up a cigarette, every time you light a cigarette, say, this is the healthiest thing for my body. This is the healthiest thing for my body. And every time you go take a puff of that cigarette, say, this is the healthiest thing for my body. Puff. This is the healthiest thing for my body. And I tell you what, after 3 to 5 days, you will not be smoking, because you are programmed. You are programmed to do things that are rebellious. You are naturally programmed to fight against authority, to do things that are not healthy for your body. So if you are, it's like a I can't even remember what it's called right now. Just split my mind. I always say this too. It's whatever. So it's what is that called? Oh my God, help me out here, Dave. Reverse psychology. No, it's reverse psychology. It's reverse psychology. All right. And so you're just a rebel. So whenever you get this reverse psychology going on, your mind, so you're telling yourself it's the healthiest thing for your body. So your body's like, well, shit, this isn't it. I don't want to be healthy. Well, we're not doing this anymore. And so it tosses it, and you no longer want it. Your body starts, you don't crave it, you don't want it, and it goes away. It really is that easy. It has everything to do with the programming of your subconscious.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right.
8 years, heavy smoker over here. Proof.
I got a question from our Space Travelers Club. This one's from Hatterack, who is asking, Kerri, do you use any spiritual enhancers when you were doing your healing or meditations?
Ooh, enhancers. I have crystals everywhere. I use incense, and I use oils, essential oils. I also recently, with the last 3 months, came across an amazing product that, if you want to check out my YouTube channel, I do talk about a little bit. And if you want to check out my Instagram, I have all my links there, and you can find the link to purchase this as well. This this product, but I do use it as an organic crystal patch that is a non-transdermal patch that increases everybody's energy auric field. It is a quantum patch, and I really can't go on talking about it too much more than that, but if you'd like more information on that, you can check out my Instagram page, Quirky Cosmo, and in my bio description, there's a link, and it has a link to that website for those patches. But yes, I do personally approve of these amazing organic crystal patches. And they, for me and from others that I know, increase your energy field by like 300%.
Oh, cool.
But I didn't start using those until about 3 months ago. So they have been godsend. Honestly, I think that everybody should be on these amazing patches. But they have been godsend, truly, ever since.
All right. Follow-up question from Haderach.
Uh-huh.
Can you heal people who do not have faith or belief?
Yes.
How?
Yes. Because the mind doesn't need to believe. It's the soul. If the soul is open for the healing, then the healing will happen within the body. It's like asking, think back whenever they would do, Mother Teresa would go and do an exorcism. Did the body that was, had the lower conscious frequency in it, did it believe? Did it have faith? Or was it completely lost? But it was the soul that was still there, that desired to be in this world, to be of love, and to be of light. And the sage was able to use source light frequency to eradicate and dispel the lower consciousness stuff within the energy field and bring that soul, that innocence back to life. Yes.
How hard is that?
I mean, sometimes it happens instantaneously. I know healers that have, I know personally, one of my friends, she's spent 17 hours just energetically meditating our hands, energy over sweating bullets, 17 hours just with one person. They were on their deathbed basically. And she brought them back to life. It just depends on the severity, the illness of the being. And, it depends on how much their energy field has been compromised by the lower frequencies of what they're carrying around in their aura. I don't believe in demons. I don't believe in any of that. That's just a way of understanding for people. It's Hollywood's way of explaining what's in the energy field. People call it entities. It's just a form of consciousness that gathers within the energy body itself, and over time it'll either accumulate more of that lower frequency consciousness and take up more of the energy body, and it'll be harder. It gets harder for certain light workers to heal. The energy field, the energy that I work with, I am. You can look at people's their natal charts, and you can see how strong of an energy healer they are just naturally. And then there's through time and through practice as well that you gain strength. So if you know your body and you know yourself, you know your energy, then you know how to utilize your energy and how to best work that energy. Now, I am a God source light energy. myself. I am a very powerful healer, naturally. So I didn't incarnate here to deal with small things. I incarnated here to heal on large levels. So recently I was at a healing, but I'm not healing bizarre. I was at an art festival, or an art atomic harvest festival, where people were selling their art. It was amazing, and I just happened to be next to somebody. I was their tent, and I was doing a healing activation on them. This was Sunday, actually, and my energy is so strong that there is a Bluetooth radio speaker that was playing that everybody in this art festival could hear for hundreds and hundreds of feet around parameter, okay? And when I went to do my healing on this gentleman, it quite literally knocked out the music, not just once or twice. It completely knocked out the music multiple times, to the point where I had people walking up to me going, "Do you know that you just knocked out this music?" But yes, I understand. I can knock out frequencies. I can knock out music and Bluetooth Wi-Fi capabilities. I have to be very careful with where I'm placing my hands, even talking like right now on the radio show with my earbuds, and I can't put my hand next to my ears without my earbuds going out, and my computer screen will blip out. Like I'm very highly energetic being, so whenever you come whenever you come to healing with somebody like me, you're in alignment to be healed. It might not be all at once. It may take segments to work certain frequencies out at a time, but you will be healed.
Question from Hadarach, and I'm going to make it quick.
Yes.
Because we only got about a minute here left with you tonight. He is asking, on your website, what do you sign up for, and how can you tell if you can help a person?
If you're coming to me, then you're in alignment with me. That's how I can tell. And how do you sign up for it? I don't actually have a website. I don't do websites. I have a social media account. I have Instagram. It's public for everybody. You can go to my link in my bio, and you can schedule a session. I have online booking there. You can see all of my services. And
right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Kerri Ann
I hope
Sanders.
that helps.
Always a pleasure to have you on this show. You know how much I love you, and I appreciate you coming on. You know.
Thank you for having me. You know I adore you. You make me laugh. Like, it's just the freaking funnest radio show to be on. I just get to be me, and that's cool. That's, I like that. So I appreciate you having me.
Well, we like you too. On that note, I gotta say goodnight because I gotta get the news and the thought of the day coming on up. More Spaced Out Radio after this.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Themer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
Hey, Spaced Out Radio fans! It's John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. Our goal is to make the life of veterans, first responders, and those with rare medical conditions 10% happier. We do this by donating one grant item, ranging from dance to therapy programs to prosthetic limbs, to those who need it most. To contribute to Spaced Out Radio's official charity, head over to chivecharities.org and become a donor today.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
We've rounded third. We're heading for home tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, hanging out with all of you. Appreciate you tuning us on in. Reminder, if you've missed most of this show or others, you can always check out our free archives at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, do a little shopping at the SOR Vault, grab a great book at We Read the Night. We also have the Space Travelers Club up for $5 a month. And don't forget, Captain Shirk has all of your news ready for the SOR Newswire. The news is always changing, which is why we bring you the SOR Newswire at the back end of every show, where we get to the weird, the strange, and sometimes the oh-so-close. An uncrewed Boeing Starliner space capsule failed to reach the International Space Station after launching earlier today, potentially delaying NASA's plans to start launching astronauts from U.S. soil again. NASA and Boeing officials said they would attempt to bring the capsule back to White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico in 48 hours to refurbish it for another launch. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine said the agency still would consider sending astronauts on the capsule for its next mission, but officials would be investigating the root cause of the problem before a decision is made. Bridenstine said he spoke with Vice President Mike Pence after the launch and was assured of the administration's support for the space program. He maintains that he is very positive, as the chairman of the National Space Council, in our ability to launch once again American astronauts on American rockets from American soil. USA. Despite the problems, Bridenstine says many things did go right. Chief among those was the performance of the United Launch Alliance's Atlas V rocket, which had been altered and designed specifically for the new capsule. Today, we had a lot of successes, Bridenstine said. One of the biggest successes was watching the NASA team, the Boeing team, and the ULA team work together in a crisis. The teams made the right decision by directing the spacecraft to scrap the mission to the space station, said Bridenstine. And Jim Chilton, Senior Vice President with Boeing, Steve Stitch, a Deputy Manager with NASA's Commercial Crew Program, said the agency learned a lot about how the spacecraft will perform. The team didn't have a lot of data to make decisions, but the team did the right thing and put the Starliner spacecraft into safe orbit. We learned a lot today. That's like the third time in this report. We've learned a lot. In other words, what they're saying is, we spent billions of dollars. We expected this to happen. It didn't happen. We screwed up. Now we're proud that we screwed up, because now we can learn from our boo-boos to make sure it doesn't happen again until it happens again in a different scenario. There's the whole wrap-up of that. Let's just get it clear. All right? You missed your orbit because of a snafu. There we go. Fix it. Get them up there. And that way we can wave the flags again. All right. What the hell's this story about? Oh, yeah. Now, I love dogs. I really, really do love dogs. But I'm telling you, pugs are ugly. And for anybody out there who thinks they're cute, you do know that they are looking the way they are, because way back when, there was a lot of inbreeding to make them look that way. It's true. Look it up. Well, anyways, a pet parent brought his little pug dog to the vet, and now the scan at the office is melting down the internet for being both cute and eye-popping, to say the least. So comedian Andy Richter tweeted out, "My friend's pug went to the vet," which is bracingly something to behold. The eyes look very bulging from this perspective because he posted a picture of the dog's x-ray. Okay, this dog doesn't have a face. It looks like it's been hit with a sledgehammer. It's like somebody's closing a fist with two of those googly eyes on it. This makes the pug look uglier than what it really is. And you can't get much more ugly than that. You really can't. So the eyes look very bulging from the photo perspective, and the odd visual has garnered more than 121,000 likes in a day's time. According to Richter, this was just a routine coronal scan, but the internet has reacted accordingly, as it would do. "Why does this look like the scan of Darth Vader?" one user tweeted. "Great Christmas idea for the kids' room. Think ceiling." Another chimed in. "Oh, it's ugly. It's real ugly." Vivica, tweeted out, "I interrupt your scrolling, folks, to inform you that the X-ray images of pugs look something like out of nightmares." It really does. It's an ugly dog. That's what happens when you get an ugly dog. Like Doug Stevenson here, who's sitting right in front of me or laying down, protecting the studio from any spooks and goblins and ghosts and aliens that might come around. Good job, Doug. He ain't ugly. Not an ugly dog. Pugs? Just ugly. Plain ugly. Canada's Supreme Court ruled this past week that the son of a Russian spy couple who lived clandestine lives in Canada and the United States, well, the kid gets to keep his Canadian citizenship. Alexander Vavilov, born in Toronto, which would typically qualify him for Canadian citizenship, but authorities had ruled that Vavilov didn't qualify because his parents were part of a notorious Russian spy ring in North America that was broken up by the FBI in 2010. The High Court rejected that finding, meaning Vavilov can reside permanently in the country, where his parents once lived clandestine lives as deeply embedded spies who were the models for the TV show The Americans. With this victory comes the bitter realization of all the suffering I've had to endure to see my status as an ordinary Canadian restored, Vavilov said in a statement through his lawyer. Ordinary Canadian? Your parents are Russian spies. What do you mean, ordinary Canadian? There's nothing ordinary about your life. Your parents are spies. Anyways, he goes on to say, for the better part of a decade, I was forced to live in exile from Canada. I was forced onto the public stage unwillingly and deprived of my ability to pursue a normal life. That's better. Having my citizenship finally respected brings me great joy, he added. I hope my long and litigious fight through the courts will at least bring some certainty and inspiration to other Canadians that may be defending their rights like I have had to do. Vavilov's Toronto-based lawyer, Hadiat Nazami, said his client's plans to move back to Canada from Russia. This is a rare case. Even if someone is born in Canada in the future who is a child of spies, we can't go around using citizenship laws to punish children that have done nothing wrong. The Canadian government, by the way, argued he wasn't entitled to citizenship and appealed to the Supreme Court. Well, Justin, what are you doing? You give everybody else a citizenship. Give this guy back his citizenship already. You can't pick and choose, man. You already made that statement. Justin. PM Unicorn forever. All right. Moving on here. We're opening up a story here. Hold on, we may have to mute this site just in case there's any pop-ups. The secret to cleaning up contaminated water may lie in a cheap, common polyurethane foam used in mattresses. In a study published in the journal Nature Sustainability this week, scientists tested the ability of the material, enhanced with a special coating, to soak up tiny droplets of oil suspended in water. They found it consistently captured almost all of the oil in under 3 hours. Oh, that's good news. The sponge could help address water contamination from the oil and gas industry, from catastrophic oil spills like the 2010 Deepwater Horizon incident, to the thousands of smaller spills that occur each year, to the more than 100 billion barrels of toxic wastewater produced annually from fracking. The scale of the issue is alarming, especially given how limited the availability and the technology is to clean this up. Right now, water is a huge challenge, says Pavani Cherukupali. I cannot believe I got that right. Cherukupali, a researcher associate in chemical engineering at Imperial College London and the lead author of the study. Having this economically affordable technology will help us reduce the environmental impact, produce clean water, and also recover these resources. This recovered oil will have some value to it. My question, has anybody asked Greta about this? We got to clear things with Greta now. So somebody's got to get on the phone. Greta, is this okay? We just have to. Previously, Cherukupali found that the ordinary polyurethane foam successfully captured the small oil droplets, but it only worked under very specific conditions. The chemistry of wastewater from fracking varies, and changes in acidity can strengthen or weaken the attraction between the oil droplets and the surface of the sponge. Cherukupali and her co-authors wanted to improve the material so that it would work in a wide range of scenarios. Greta, we need your opinion. Help us out. Okay. If you have the affordability to go shopping at a luxury car store, don't bring your kids. Especially if you're one of those parents who says kids will be kids and let them do anything that they want. Well, a Chinese man recently had to pay an auto dealer $10,000 last week, and he didn't even buy a new car. The man and his wife and daughter were with a friend who was car shopping at the showroom in Guilin in November when his 3-year-old daughter slipped away and decided to get into a little bit of mischief. So what did she do? She reportedly found a rock and used it to scratch 10 of the luxury automobiles parked in the store, one worth over $80,000, before someone noticed what she was doing. Yeah, the dealer sued the customer for the equivalent of $28,000, arguing that the damage means the cars can no longer be legally sold as new, but settled the case for $10,000. Well, I think they can be sold as new. You just have to disclose what had happened to the vehicle. So that's a little bogus right there. A little bit bogus, but that's okay. Keep an eye on your kids, especially in the car lots, please. Here's a cool story. A 3,100-year-old temple uncovered near Beit Shemesh may hold the link to the Ark of the Covenant, archaeologists have said. The archaeological site at THAL on the outskirts of Beit Shemesh, 20 kilometers west of Jerusalem, which has been under excavation since 2012, has now recently yielded a fascinating discovery. A stone tablet which echoes biblical narratives of a slab on which the Ark of the Covenant is said to have been placed. The table has been found within a structure thought to be the temple thanks to its construction. The building was a perfect square, with walls 8.5 meters long, whose corners aligned with the cardinal points, and because it contained 2 large concave stones with gutters, which may have been used for libation offerings, as well as a vast array of pottery and animal bones indicative of ritual activity. There's a lot of evidence that this was indeed the temple, says Professor Shlomo Bunavomitz of Tel Aviv University. When you look at the structure and its content, it is very clear that it is not a standard domestic space, but something special. The table structure, a huge dolmen-like rock slab resting upon 2 smaller rocks, posed more of a challenge. Yeah, this find is significant because it ties in with the time frame of the large stone the Ark of the Covenant was said to be placed upon it and brought to Beit Shemesh after being returned to by the Philistines as recounted in the book of Samuel. Well, that's kind of cool. What do you say we end the week on a couple of Florida man stories, shall we? Start off with a Florida police officer who reacted in fear as a family's boxer dog charged at him. Well, he accidentally shot himself in a botched act of self-defense. The non-criminal incident happened at a home in Davie, just west of Fort Lauderdale. When the police officer got to the front door of the residence, the family pet, happens to be a female boxer named Bella, ran right past him and went towards the other officer. The officer was in fear, drew his firearm, fired one shot. Problem was, the bullet that grazed the canine also struck the hand of the other officer who had got in front of the gun's barrel. Yeah, reports say that surveillance video shows the officer grasping his hand and later wrapped it in some kind of bandage. The footage reportedly shows the officer then getting in an ambulance. Both officer and dog are expected to be okay. How about you just don't pull your gun in that situation? How about that? Anyways, just my thinking. And finally, a 40-year-old Bradenton man is accused of crashing his pickup at a high speed early Thursday morning into the main terminal building at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. Juan Monsives smashed his 2015 GMC Sierra truck through the baggage carousel and then into the front of the National Car Rentals counter. Apparently, he didn't like his rental, according to Florida Highway Patrol. Monsives sustained serious injuries in the crash and is being treated at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. It is not known if he was wearing a seat. What are we concerned about him wearing his seatbelt when he could have killed a bunch of people driving through the airport? 2 employees were behind the car rental counter but were not injured. It's so amazing nobody was hurt, police say. The airport's final flight of the night had landed about 20 minutes earlier, so the terminal was mostly cleared out, said airport president and CEO Rick Piccolo. One of the airport's 3 luggage conveyor belts was damaged. It will need to be replaced, Piccolo said. He estimates the total damage to be $250,000 or more. Truck, definitely a write-off. Good job, Florida man. Good job. It's high-speed Uber right there. Thought of the day happens every night at this time, where we ask a question on our Facebook and Twitter pages, then read your responses on the air because, well, we love the audience participation around here. Today's Thought of the Day is as follows. What do you do to prepare yourself for the holiday season? Francesca, sleep. So then I said, Francesca, it's hard to read one-word answers on the air. So she gave me 6 more. 7 more, actually. Self-care so I could keep up. She's a woman of few words. Tim, I get my yearly haircut. I look like Dave now. Oh, good job, Tim. Good job. Everett, from the Sunday Show. I drink eggnog until my body mass is 95% fat and full of cholesterol. Good for you, Ev. You could probably gain some weight. You're only like $112 wet. And your hair weighs about 18 of those pounds. I should know. I met Everett a couple years ago. Chrisomania. I eat edibles. To feed the anger, to feed the pain, to feed the suffering, to unleash Chrisomania on anybody who goes against the TTSA. Edith, toss and turn every night, work and hustle all day, and then repeat. By Christmas Day, I am crying over Christmas commercials and everything else, and not because I have the Christmas spirit, but because my body and mind are exhausted. But let's just let everyone keep believing and reacting to the magic of the holiday. Number 1, Bill Cardwell, former password giver. He goes, unfortunately, Christmas isn't what it used to be for me, so I just pull the drapes, unplug the phone, and stream TV shows until my eyes turn into bleeding sockets. Kelly and Kelly's Beard got millions of emails from his appearance with Everett the other day. After the tree, the lights, and all the gifts are wrapped, I go grab a map of Newfoundland, to beat the tar out of alligators, which is Florida man's Christmas tradition, of course. Karen, I procrastinate. Now I'm in a panic. Rose, my family celebrates Yule on the 21st on the winter solstice, and we celebrate Christmas with friends. The decor is nearly the same, being Christians' adopted pagan ways. However, we view our decor as pagans did thousands of years ago. Each color represents gods, goddesses, and spirit. The tree represents the tree of life, fertility, and the tree of gods. 5-pointed star at the top of the tree represents the pentacle. Santa is Odin, and so on. We have learned the meaning behind the celebrations and what they stand for. Okay. Marilyn. Well, I just started seeing Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis this Christmas season. Robert. Lots of food and booze. Always help. Another Robert. Charge Wi-Fi. Check subscriptions. Jeff gets the final word. Jeff, why do you get the final word? Boring answer, but stress about affording everything, then full-scale assault on the house to clean it up to mother standards for family to come over for the holidays. So basically, clean, eat, work, sleep, repeat, but mostly clean. Not as much fun as being a kid, Mr. Dave Scott. Thank you so much to everybody participating in the Thought of the Dave this week on Twitter and Facebook. We'll do it again on Monday. Big thanks to Captain Shirk for some fantastic news. It can be found on our website, spacedoutradio.com, and the beautiful Quirky Cosmo, Kerri Ann Sanders, for wrapping up our week on the show. We got Mr. Ron Bumblefoot THAL rocking in the background with Little Brother Is Watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Special thanks to everybody listening in at home, at work, in your cars, in our chat rooms on Spreaker, LGAB, Revolution Radio, Facebook, and of course, our space travelers on our website and hashtag Spaced Out Radio on Twitter. Remember, this show is copyright by SOR Media Ventures Limited and Spaced Out Radio. Thank you so much for having a great week with us, because together, my friends, we own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. Have a great weekend, everybody. Rich Giordano, Spaced Out Saturdays. Everett Themer, Spaced Out Sundays. The boys are back. I'll see you on Monday. Good night.